What if I told you that the strongest thing you can do after heartbreak is to do nothing? No calls, no texts, no chasing. Just disappear and let her feel the emptiness she created. When your heart breaks, your first instinct is to fix it, explain, or prove your worth, but that's just your ego hurting, not true love. You need to kill that weakness inside you. This is not revenge, it's your rebirth. Stoicism teaches us to accept what we can't control and master what we can, our thoughts, actions, and discipline. Healing doesn't come from hoping she'll return. It comes from becoming someone untouchable, someone she can't reach. When you move silently and walk away without looking back, that's when she truly feels it, not when you beg or cry, but when you vanish. Pain is not your enemy. It's a signal that you cared deeply. Most men run from pain, distracting themselves, but you must face it because pressure turns coal into diamonds. Let the old you die, the one who needed her to feel whole, and become a man complete on his own, who doesn't chase or beg but chooses who deserves his energy. Silence is your weapon. Don't send long messages or explanations. True closure comes from you, not her. Silence shows strength, tells her you're not available for emotional chaos, and proves your worth through distance. She'll notice your silence, wonder why you haven't reached out, and that curiosity creates tension and regret, but only if you keep silent. Breaking silence gives her power again. This isn't playing games, it's winning yourself back. The new you is quiet, focused, rebuilding. The less you say, the louder your silence shouts. I don't chase, I elevate. Let her wonder and regret, but don't speak, let silence do the work. You don't owe her closure. Stop convincing yourself you need to explain, fix, or make peace. She made her choice, now she lives with the consequences. If she thought walking away was easy, your silence will prove her wrong. Too many men get stuck in guilt, guilt for not being enough, guilt for finally choosing themselves. But that guilt is society's trap telling men to suffer in silence and prove worth. No more. You don't fix betrayal by giving more. You fix it by stepping back, withdrawing your attention and energy. You showed up, stayed loyal, but she chose distance. Now, it's your turn to choose detachment, not bitterness, but clear boundaries. Your love is earned, and if she didn't earn it, she doesn't get it. You're not angry, just unavailable. She walked out, now she faces a locked door. You don't owe her the key. Control your emotions, that's true power. She might have your heart, but don't give her your mind. The real battle is inside you. Lose control and you lose everything. A Stoic commands emotions, he doesn't feed drama. Stay calm, don't react to her provocations. That calmness creates mystery and attraction. It shows you're no longer hers to manipulate. You've grown and that scares her. Don't stalk her socials or fantasize about closure. You're focused on yourself, your peace is priceless. When storms rage inside, observe and outlast them. That's strength. Attention is your leverage. Stop giving her what she expects. Every glance, like, or message feeds her ego. Pull back your attention and create absence. Absence that makes her question and regret losing you. She got used to you always being there. Now let her feel what losing you truly means. Block, mute, vanish. Not from hate, but discipline. When you go silent, her mind does the work. She wonders why, and that tension builds without you saying a word. Most men waste their energy chasing the lost, but a Stoic man knows his energy is sacred. Withdraw it carefully. When she feels that empty space, regret will hit. Remember, you are the prize, the fire she lost. She walked away, and no matter how many matches you light hoping she'll see the flame, it's time to let the darkness remind her of what she lost. She's still watching you, even if she's silent, blocked you, or gone. Through fake accounts, through friends, through pure curiosity, she's always there, observing every move you make. Now is not the moment to show off or post cryptic quotes for attention. Instead, this is the time to build quietly, ruthlessly, in the shadows. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You need to become someone unrecognizable, not by pretending but by evolving. You hit the gym, focus on your purpose, and stack your wins in silence, with no announcements or explanations. While she chases attention and tries to numb her pain, you turn your pain into focus and discipline. The world doesn't need to see your progress yet, because when the results speak for themselves, she'll realize you didn't collapse or spiral, you leveled up. Most men seek attention to feel better, but a stoic man seeks purpose. He moves silently, builds a life that makes his past self look like a stranger. When she finally checks in, she won't recognize the man who used to wait on her texts, because now he no longer needs her attention. He lives for his mission. This is how you win, not with noise, but with silence and work. Let your evolution be so private, so disciplined, that when she sees you again, all she can say is, "I never knew he had that in him." She thought she had you figured out, knew your next move, expected you to fold, reach out, or show up again. But now you've gone dark. No posts, no reactions, no signals. You've become a question mark, and mystery is power. Nothing creates curiosity like a man who stops explaining himself. Predictability kills attraction, and when she could predict your emotions, loyalty, and reactions, she took them for granted. Now, you don't react or announce. You just become someone new, someone she can't decode. This unknown gnaws at her, forcing her to wonder who you're with, where you've been, and what you're thinking. She scrolls for signs, reads into silence, imagines worst-case scenarios. You've moved from an open book to a locked vault, and that vault holds your true value. She'll realize she lost a man who no longer needs to be understood or validated. You rebuild not for her to see, but because you see. You become someone who doesn't need closure or play games. Dangerous in the best way, mysterious and disciplined. Let her sit with the silence she expected to break you. She wanted noise, chaos, maybe a breakdown, but you gave her stillness. That silence is louder than any message you could send. No closure, no apology, no access, just cold, haunting stillness. Silence forces reflection, and reflection is brutal when you're the one who left and she can't control the narrative or play the victim. You're not ghosting out of spite, you're letting her face the reality she created, a life without you. The longer she sits with that silence, the heavier it gets. She may post pictures that show she's thriving, smile wide in public, but inside, she's scrolling, waiting, wondering, because silence isn't just quiet, it's final. Her mind fills in the blanks. Maybe you're with someone new, maybe you've changed, maybe you've moved on. That uncertainty burns slowly, and you're not fueling the fire, you're just watching it burn. Let her sit with the version of you she thought would never walk away, and let her realize what she truly lost. You were always a privilege, and she lost that privilege, not with a bang, not with a fight, but with a calm, collected withdrawal. That's the part that messes with her mind, the part that keeps her awake at night. Not what you said, but what you didn't say. You've become the silence she never saw coming, and now she has to live with that echo. This is the Stoic upgrade, the moment where everything changes. You've cut through the noise, mastered your emotions, reclaimed your attention, and now it's time for a full transformation. Mind, body, focus, discipline. The man who rises from this heartbreak won't be the one she remembers. He'll be stronger, colder, wiser, and she won't get to know him. The Stoic man doesn't just recover, he ascends. While others scroll, he studies philosophy. While others party, he hits the gym. He builds businesses, crafts discipline, forges identity. No more talking about goals, he becomes them. And the irony? She'll notice. They always do. That quiet evolution makes noise without a single word. You're not doing this to get her back. You're doing this because you're back to yourself, back to truth, back to a version of you that doesn't depend on another to feel worthy. As you level up, you attract differently, not by playing games, but because your energy has shifted. You're not chasing anymore, you're choosing. This upgrade is personal, sacred. You don't post every move or explain every step, you let the results speak. Your body sharpens, your mind locks in, your purpose expands. Every time she thinks of you, she's reminded she lost a man who evolved, a man she'll never get access to again. She left thinking you'd stay stuck. That's the version she walked away from. But the man you've become? He doesn't wait. He builds. You were the prize all along. The truth is, she didn't realize it until it was too late. You weren't a placeholder or a backup plan, you were the prize. But she only saw it when you were gone. When a man is always available, he gets taken for granted. When a man gives without limits, he's treated like he's replaceable. But the Stoic man knows his worth and never begs to be valued. She thought walking away would break you, that she could come back to the same version whenever she wanted. But that man is gone, buried in the ashes of who you used to be. What's risen is a man who knows, I am the asset. I am the force. I am the reward. This isn't ego, it's clarity. You're not arrogant for knowing your value, you're dangerous because now you own it. No more putting people on pedestals. No more losing yourself to keep someone else comfortable. You don't need validation. You don't chase attention, you command respect. When she sees the life you're living without her, when she realizes you've become more without her than you ever were with her, that's when regret hits. Not because you were cruel, but because you were kind, loyal, real. Now she knows she lost something rare, something she might never find again. You didn't lose her, she lost you. And that loss is permanent because you don't go backward. You don't reopen closed doors. You move forward, cold, clear, controlled. That's the Stoic way. So now you know, she didn't break you. She revealed you. The pain, the silence, the withdrawal, that was never weakness. That was the rebirth of a man who finally chose himself. And when you choose yourself, the world notices. She notices. But by then it's too late. You don't chase. You don't explain. You evolve. And evolution doesn't come with announcements. It comes with distance, power, and the kind of discipline that turns heartbreak into fuel. This journey wasn't about getting her back. It was about getting you back. The you who forgot his value, the you who overgave. Now, you walk in silence with purpose in your steps and fire in your eyes. That's Stoic discipline. Cold, maybe, but calm, clear, focused, unshakable. You're no longer a man who reacts. You're a man who moves quietly, intentionally, powerfully. So let her feel the weight of losing you. Let her feel the silence. Let her regret it in the quiet hours when no one's watching but you. You stay locked in because the real win isn't revenge, it's transformation. If this hit different, if you felt it deep in your bones, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I walk away with power, not pain. This is the Stoic blessing. Stay cold, stay focused, and never forget you were always the prize.